Today is Thursday, June 15th. This is episode 1 of the Post Up with my man, Brandon London. I'm Ryan Sampson. This is a new show. We're going to start here talking about all the top stories in sports. We cover a lot of those stories at the New York Post, and me and Brandon get this chance to talk a little bit more about them. And Brandon, I got to ask you, we got a lot of stories to choose from. We got some good ones today. How you feeling, man?
It's the New York Post, man. It's never a dull day when we show up to work and we look at what's trending, and it's like, wait, who did what? Wait, who's baby mama and who? Hey, who's getting kicked out of where? There's drama up in Bill's camp already. It's never a dull day, man. I love our job, what we do. I love not only do we cover the sports side of it, but we also cover the entertainment side of it. And there's a lot going on in sports entertainment right now. So without further ado, kick this thing off, man.
The news cycle never stops, especially with us. And we're going to start with our top story. The Denver Nuggets get their first ever NBA championship. And the scenes from the parade today in Denver were crazy. Yeah. You know, a lot of people on social media are like, how many Denver Nugget fans are actually going to show up to this thing? And it filled out, and it was crazy. I don't know if you saw some of the stuff that was going on today, but I mean, it was wild. I mean, fans are obviously tossing the beers at the float. Michael Malone's got the shirt that says, put that in there, smoke it. I mean, he's got all kinds, like, it was awesome. It was a really cool scene to see that going on. And I think the biggest thing I took away, obviously, was Nikola Jokic, for all intents and purposes, said before, after they won the finals, he's like, I just want to go home, take care of my horses. And he seemed to have a lot of fun today.
It's championship behavior, man. It's a championship parade. But before I talk about Nikola, to the people out there who are like, I don't know how many people are going to show up for a Denver Nuggets parade. This is the small town to win a championship in. I lived out in Denver from 2018 to 2021 before I even took this New York Post job. If there's two things that people, Colorado people, Denverians love, is their Broncos and their Denver Nuggets. And they've been waiting for this championship for a long time, Ryan. Like those 3 years, just think about what happened to them those 3 years. Jamal Murray gets hurt. They get knocked out in the semis. They got beat by Phoenix. It's just been a lot of letdown for so long. Yeah. And I started actually hating on them dudes because I'm like, I would see them in the club. I was at this spot called Native Hotel. Everybody goes there or used to go there. Shut down now. It's like a cool little lounge. And they're like, oh, shout out to the Nuggets in the building. Y'all just got knocked out the playoffs again. What are you doing in the club with me? I'm the low life. What y'all doing in here with me? You need to be in the gym shooting somewhere. So congratulations to them for getting that championship. That city absolutely deserves it. And again, another thing is opening day for baseball for the Rockies is like the purge out there. People take off work. And then by the nighttime when everyone's been drinking, they're down by Market Street, they're down by View House, that entire area, all they do is start drunk fighting and all. So that's like a wild sports city, but it's a small city, so they don't get their recognition. But now the Denver Nuggets have just put them on the map. In terms of Nikola, at that time, the man slayed dragons, bro. The man was tired. I probably wouldn't want to go get on the horses, probably do whatever my version of getting on some horses and just chilling out when I get home. But when you get to that parade, it takes me back to my rookie year with the Giants. They gave us the key to the city, met Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, yo, that's Whoopi right there, man. And you're going to want to be at that parade, man, because now all that hard work, Ryan, you're an athlete, all that work we put in, that's the pinnacle. It don't get no bigger than that. And now you've expended all that energy and effort, and you just want to go out there, drink, have a good time, let loose. Now, you don't have a game tomorrow. Your game over. It's over. And now, you take a week or so off, and then it's back into the lab to try and go back to back.
Yeah,
but
I just feel like
congratulations to the Nuggets, man.
It just feels like there was a lot of fans turned off from Nikola's post-game comments about, I don't want to go to the parade. When's the parade? I just want to go home. He seemed like more like, the job was done. And for him, he kind of had some interesting comments. And I think we all go through this with our jobs. There are days that you love your job, days you can't wait to get to your job and do some, and we have a cool job. Like we get to talk sports. We get to do something like this. I think everyone has those days though, where it's like, I just got to get through today. I just got to get through today. Today's grind. And I think for Nikola, like you said, there was a weight on his shoulders. I think that was lifted when he finally did, win it and showed the world like he is the best player in the NBA. I mean, it was a total payoff for him. I like seeing that he admitted today, like, I'm having even bleeping out, like I had some effing fun today at the parade. Like I want the parade to keep going. So that was really cool to see. It really was.
Fans shouldn't, I'm mad that he had to kind of come back and say that. But I think fans should kind of like fall back a little bit and really understand, like, not every athlete is about retweets and entertainment and wants to be out there all the time. Like you say, for him, the job is done. I did my job. Y'all gave me X amount of money. I didn't get the MVP this year. I just brought you guys your first NBA championship. It's over. We're washed. I don't have to go to this parade, but it was great that he did. And I'm great that he had a great time because he's going to have memories from this for a long time. But shout out to Nikola Jokic, shout out to Jamal Murray, Michael Malone, shout out to this whole entire
Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was having a blast. He's like, I feel the love. Felt the love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's the time where you'll never see the dynamic and chemistry between fan and player. You'll never see it as strong and as raw and natural as it is as a championship parade. So that was dope to watch, man.
It was. It's always fun to see those parades and see it, like you said, see the city come together, all the fans come together and get to celebrate with the players. Brandon, let's move on to our next topic. The Buffalo Bills. We had some mandatory mini camps around the NFL going around, and the Bills couldn't stay out of the news cycle. Tuesday, they started their first day of mandatory mini camp, and Bills head coach Sean McDermott came out and said, Steph Diggs, their number one wide receiver, star wide receiver, who just signed a contract extension this past offseason, or the previous offseason, I should say. And he said, I'm a little concerned. Yeah, Steph Diggs ain't here right now, and I'm a little concerned. And then we find out reports later on after a bunch of comments from Josh Allen, his quarterback, saying, I love Steph. That's my guy. We got some things to work through, but that's my guy. We want him in the building. We can't wait for him to be here. You saw some reports from people around the NFL saying Steph's in Buffalo. He's there. He's just not at camp day one. So there is a little bit of a concern there. And then we see him show up on day 2 on Wednesday. And there were some cryptic posts on social media from Steph Diggs. I don't know, man. I have a read on this, but I want to hear what you have to say about this first on what the situation is in Buffalo. Is there a situation? Are we looking too much into this? But it blew up pretty quick, man.
Ryan, you know I'm always about protecting the athletes, and I'm always going to be like, no, this media, you guys, we're making too much into it. There's something there, bro. There's something there, because you saw the tweet from Adam Schefter when he was saying, I talked with Steph's agent. And like you said, he was there. He met with the coach. He met with the GM. So I mean, there was a meeting there before he decided to skip that first practice.
Yep.
And I even tried to come out and be like, well, his brother just got in some recent trouble. Not Trayvon. They got another brother. Yep. Maybe it was family business. But that was before I knew that he met with the coach and the GM. And now you hear what Josh Allen had to say. It sounds like maybe Josh Allen was in that meeting or around, and they were trying to hash out some differences, because it was probably the first time they had seen him since the blow up, the playoff game.
The blow up on the playoff game. He's blown up on him on the sideline.
Blowing up on him. And Stefon Diggs is, we throw this word generational talent. He's him. He's Himothy. But you're about to be put on that list, bro. They're going to make an example out of you. You forced your way out of Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, and you did the whole unfollow the organization thing on social media. Back in our day, Plaxer would have never. Monty Toomer would have never. And then now you've got Josh Allen, and you're still upset and you're mad. Who do you want? They're going to send you to Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. They're gonna send you somewhere else to where it's kind of like what David Gettleman tried to do to Odell. Oh, word, you want to be doing you want to be calling out Eli with Lil Wayne in the background, and your britches are too big for this team, which it wasn't. Odell was a great team guy and all, but the optics, the image, all the extra stuff that comes with it. They're going to maybe not, but if he doesn't get this thing straightened out and become happy, you're out of there. Josh Allen ain't going nowhere. So if it's between you and him, I don't want to play with Josh. Y'all need to get me the ball, or Josh doesn't feel comfortable with you anymore, Steph. You're gone. We're sending you somewhere for you to just to go away. And that's the last thing you want. You're gonna skip out on playing with the Josh Allen to go get what you want. It's what are your thoughts, man? Because
no, I mean, so listen, like when he posted in Instagram, he said, I just let people cap, meaning I'm letting people lie. If the lies help, you sleep better, tell him big dog. Is he telling Josh Allen, is he calling him big dog? Is he saying he's lying out there that that's my guy, like Steph's my guy, I effing love him? Like, is that him saying big dog Josh Allen, you're lying? Or is he talking about Sean McDermott and is he talking about the GM? Like, I don't know.
I would rather him say it to Josh Allen than the head coach and the GM. You know, like I would rather Josh Allen be like, oh, whatever. You know, I'll see Steph tomorrow. We'll talk about it. But if I'm the GM and I'm the head coach, now you're coming at the authority. Now you're coming at the guys who make the decisions, the decision makers. So he's crossing a line that I don't know. I don't think he's thinking this thing out, Ryan.
No,
like,
he's
I
not
really
because
don't.
listen, like I said, I laid it out for you. He signed a contract extension the previous offseason. He's one of the highest paid players in the NFL. You are on a contending team, a very good football team, mind you. The Buffalo Bills are always in contention. So you're telling me you have concerns about the offense? Maybe there's something there because Brian Daboll, you see the success he had his first year at the Giants. He was the offensive coordinator where they saw this great success where Steph Diggs blew up, Josh Allen blew up, and all of a sudden things are turning in Buffalo. Maybe you're concerned now with the way the offense is being run. Maybe. But here's my thing. You have one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. Top 3. Josh Allen's right there. And the way he balls out, a lot of people appreciate the way he plays football. Laying his body on the line every single down. You have a well-run team. I think Sean McDermott's got his head on straight. He runs a straight ship up there. There's a lot of good, talented players up there. That defense, you saw the community of Buffalo. It's a great spot to play. The fans are passionate. So I don't know what else you want as a top wide receiver when you're getting paid the most amount of money. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and you have a good organization to be playing with. Understood. Western Buffalo, not the best location to be playing football, especially in the wintertime when it gets cold. But those things that I just laid out, you should be having it gold right now. You should be happy. You should be feeling great. But maybe there are a lot of things that we don't know going on off the field in his personal life. But if it's a pure X's and O's standpoint, I think there are much more mature conversations that you can have with the organization than just sitting out a mandatory minicamp practice and not explaining those frustrations clearly to everyone else, because it doesn't seem like everyone's on the same page, like you said. And I think there's a lot more to this story.
You know, there's one name that we haven't thrown out that I believe that there's something going on between the chemistry between Diggsy and this name. He used to be a starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey. I think there's some sort of problem there that we haven't heard about it just yet. Then that could be there, that relationship, and that's what the press and the media up there need to press. What's the relationship between Stefon Diggs and offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey? And then on the other flip side of it, to where it's like, yo, we said you had Kirk Cousins, you had the Vikings, you guys are playoff contenders. You had a heck of a miraculous catch that sent them to the
NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship game. You're in Buffalo. You've pretty much been in the playoffs every single year of your career. But you know what? Some guys don't care. They care about it, but they want with it the lights. Minnesota and Western Buffalo, it's not as pretty as New York and Atlanta,
LA,
Miami, and LA.
Yep.
So he may think, look, I'm 28, 29. I should be a bigger name than what I am.
Here's my thing, Brandon, and this is where I come back to something like that. And I know you played in the NFL and you know more than anything, but the biggest stars in the league are in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Kansas City's not where the stars are born, you know? Like that media thing, I think, is a little overhyped now because everything is so accessible, especially in the NFL world where it's covered every single day as there's stories every single day coming out of that league. So I don't buy much into. I think that's kind of an old notion that's going by the wayside right now because, like I said, the top 2 stars in the NFL, you could argue, are Kelce and Mahomes, and they play in Kansas City.
But that's
I don't know,
them.
man.
They go to see two people, Kelsey and Mahomes. Everybody else is a byproduct of their success. It's like when we go to the Giants, during the regular season, beat writers that are there, it's your ESPNs, your New York Post, those SNYs. But then when the playoffs came, it was the scrum was crazy. And that's New York, that comes with it. The same thing in Miami, the same thing in these bigger markets. So I know we were sitting here, we're trying to, it baffles me, man. You say, I know everything. I can't read the mind of Stefon Diggs, but we can't tell you, it's been a soap opera, and we're labeling it Diggs of our lives, because stay tuned. There's going to be more episodes.
Listen, there's going to be a heck of a lot more to pay attention to, especially when training camp comes around. It's literally happening, and we're approaching July. It's going to be happening before we know it. So that's something we're going to pay attention to. All right, Brandon, next story. Zion Williamson, man. Yeah, because listen, I find humor in this story. I mean, you heard Andrew Bogut actually say this is more than just one person in Zion with the side girls in the NBA. Zion announced he was having a baby girl with his girlfriend Akima on social media, and then adult film star Mariah Mills decided to go on a full Twitter tirade. It wasn't pretty. Some of the stuff, it was very revealing. She said, she had relations recently with Zion, and I think a lot of people found humor in this. I don't know what you found about how you felt about this, but there was a lot of the off the court lifestyle revealed on Zion's part.
First and foremost, congratulations, Zion, having a healthy baby girl. I just had a baby boy. That's why my eyes are so baggy. Hopefully he's getting some sleep so the hamstrings or whatever can rest up.
They haven't had the kid, right? I think
they haven't had it yet.
No, I think they just announced. Yeah, they just announced.
Okay.
So they're gonna have a baby. Yeah.
Well,
so she's pregnant, his girlfriend.
We'll cut that and we'll
No. This is good. This is good. I like going back and forth like this, man. This is the whole point of this.
No, I'm still going. Let's cut that when they have it, then we can replay that part. So I don't gotta say it again. I don't gotta say it again. But this right here, this is where we are, man. This is where we are in life, man. This is what I got to teach my kid. There are clout chasers out there. And Andrew Bogut, you guys got to check his podcast. He talked about how this ain't nothing new.
No.
These dudes got side chicks with a wife on the side. These dudes, that's just life. And it's not just athletes. It could be doctors, it could be lawyers, anyone highly successful, and not everyone lives that life or whatever. But for this woman to come out there and expose her business like that, really paint yourself in that light as the side chick, and it's like, oh, we just had a baby together and you were paying me money on the side. Now you're gonna be somebody's side chick for the rest of your life. That's just what it is now. And why would you want that business out there? Why would you want to come out and be like, hey guys, I'm the side chick. You're not helping nobody.
No.
You're not helping nobody. You want the clicks, you want the retweets, you want Baller Alert to catch it, you want the New York Post Sports to be talking about it, which we are. Thank you for the content, and all of the Shade Room to be talking about it. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. But Ryan, do you believe Andrew Bogut when he says that this ain't nothing new?
Yes. Brandon, my background. I worked with a lot of former athletes at ESPN. I've heard the stories. I've worked with the Randy Mosses. I've heard the stories. It's crazy. And I know you know the lifestyle more than most. It is a crazy lifestyle that I will know nothing about. So this doesn't surprise me at all. And I totally believe that Mariah Mills is telling this truth. And but the thing is Zion, you haven't seen him on the court lately. He hasn't played basketball. Yeah. So when you're in the news for something like this, it just makes it that much more funny because you haven't been on the court producing. And there's rumors about your future in New Orleans. Are you going to be traded because your contract that you just signed an extension to, by the way, not fully guaranteed. So you got to earn all those dollars back. I mean, it's just it's such it's a funny situation. Yeah. The tweets are absolutely wild when you read them out loud. I mean, you're putting my life in danger. Effing all these hoes raw. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, without a condom. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why you want to put that out there. I don't.
I want to see what the search for Mariah, the Google search for who is Mariah Mills or whatever after that. I would
Oh,
like to see how much press she's done, how many little podcasts. Like,
dude, tell me this isn't a lot like, I mean, it's not the same scenario, obviously, totally different situation, but the Stormy Daniels and Trump stuff. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
she became one of the most searched adult film stars after everything came out with the Trump. So, I mean, yeah, I have no doubt in my mind, like you said, the social following blew up for Mariah.
But that 15 minutes only lasts for so long. It's like he's got to, and he better not put himself in position where he keeps going back, because then that's when she's like, all right, I need new content. I need new material in this
There's
dude.
other women coming out too, though, Brandon. It's
Yeah.
just it's once the floodgates open, that's it.
Well, they showed that picture of him in some like corduroy jumpsuit or something. And they was like, that's when groupies knew that they had a chance, that they saw dollar signs when he was in that corduroy jumpsuit. But like you said, man, here's a dude that to where you're almost on that level of Jamarcus Russell type bust. And now not only are we going to, or not but not only are people going to clown you for being a bust, but they also going to clown you for your off the court. Like at least with Kwame Brown, like people were like, he was bad on basketball. Right. Stephen A. Smith always say he had tiny hands and all that stuff. But we don't know any side chicks or anything when it comes to Kwame on the side. No. He doesn't have anything really off the court. But Zion, now you're putting yourself in a position 10 years later when there's a Brandon London Jr. for the New York Post Sports and Jalen Rose Jr. and all, and they're talking. They're going to talk about the biggest bust in NBA history, Zion Williamson. And then you remember the side chick that said he was raw and blah, blah, blah. That, you're just giving us content, man. You got to get healthy. You got to get on the court. And these next 2 years for him has got to be keep your head down and grind.
Right. He's got to produce. I mean, you think about that 2019 draft class too. The top two picks, him and John Morant, and what's going on with off the court stuff. It's like a battle between them two. It's a battle between the two of them now of who's going to grab the headlines. One for really troubling concerns, and another one that you kind of laugh at and be like, Zion, I didn't know you live that type of lifestyle down there in New Orleans.
And I gotta say, what his news is nothing as egregious as Ja's. It's just this is good stuff for the Post. This is New York Post, man. We're gonna talk about it.
And again, you look at that draft class now, and the Knicks ended up with RJ Barrett. I heard a great question about, and I want to ask you this too. Between Zion, Ja, and RJ Barrett, if the next 5 years, you're talking about Zion, who's never been on the court lately, Ja, we don't know when he's gonna be on the court next time, and off the field concerns, and RJ, who struggled, obviously has had some progression. Of those three guys, who would you want for the next 5 years right now? Honestly,
I'm still saying Ja, because I think this is something that he can. This is just him being stupid. Like, this is you trying to be something you're not. Like, this ain't your life, dude. I think it's sometimes the fall, and have everybody laughing at you. And Skip Bayless even said that he left Lil Wayne on red. So you got some real people who we know with Lil Wayne, Magnolia Projects. We know where Lil Wayne's from. So if he's embarrassed, we ain't heard anything from him. But so I think he can play himself out of that and even come out on top 5-10 years from now. Zion, health is health, man. Like, best ability is availability. You could be as great as you want, but if you only show me little specs, I need longevity, especially when I'm giving you a max contract. Yeah. RJ Barrett, I think he has a ceiling in terms of where he can go, and that's it. But at the end of the day, good kid, Duke kid. I don't hear anything from RJ. He got the Eli Manning face, but I don't hear anything off the court from RJ. So, but sometimes boring is good.
Yeah.
Boring is good.
Yeah.
Make boring cool again.
I'm sure Zion wishes that right now, too. All right, let's go to our last story here, Brandon. This is a troubling story when I saw this today on my phone. Conor McGregor is being accused of violent sexual assault. He was at Miami, if everyone remembers the viral social media video of Conor punching the mascot. This was during, I believe, Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Heat and the Nuggets. And apparently stuff went on off the court where Conor's being accused of uh, emerging from a stall when a woman went to the bathroom where she was forced by 2 bodyguards to stay in the bathroom. And then, yeah, the details are not great when you see that she's accusing him of performing sexual acts and he was trying to rape her. There's a lot to unfold. There's still a full investigation here.
Yep.
I want to hear what you have to say about this first, and then I have my own take about this because I did grow up a Conor McGregor fan, and
Yeah.
I'll toss to you first though.
I think since 2020, I think I've learned 2 lessons when it comes to accusations and women. The Me Too movement has taught us to listen to the accuser, actually listen to the claims. But then also with things like Matt Ariza, the punter for our Buffalo Bills, Odell Beckham Jr., whose name just got cleared. You also wait for an investigation and a full report to come out before I go into accusing and saying and calling people names and all in that sense. People who don't know Matt Ariza, Bills punter, who was cut last season during training camp because some woman said that he was part of a gang rape on her in that San Diego State. Since then, the police have come out and said he wasn't even there. Yep. Said Odell Beckham Jr. was accused, I believe, last month of putting his hands around a woman at Delilah, which is a popular supper club in LA. I love going there. And they went and checked the tapes. He wasn't even around the woman at that time. So anytime, this is, and then when it comes to Conor McGregor, he just announced that his fiance, Dee Devlin, is pregnant with the couple's 4th child. So this is troubling, not only from the accusation part of it, but just family life as well. A family can be destroyed and all because of these. What I don't understand, and which is why I can't wait for more details to come out, more reports to come out. The woman said she was separated by heat and NBA security. So it's like this woman, she knows you got to be somebody to be around Conor McGregor.
She's seeking settlements not just from McGregor. Instead of litigation, mind you, she's asking for settlements from the NBA, the Miami Heat, and McGregor instead of litigation. And this is according to the reports that came out today about this.
So that now the Heat, the Heat, they're going to do anything and everything to make sure that their name comes in the clear. The NBA already have a problem when it comes to players and women. They're going to make sure and do everything. So if Conor McGregor is in the wrong, they're going to throw him under the bus, especially after the stint where he punched the Heat mascot and overdid that. And all the court of public opinion, he's automatically guilty just by the type of dude he is, just by what he's shown image wise. And then the thing with the throwing the chair at the bus, and then the punching the old dude for not liking his whiskey, and he has some sort of a reputation when it comes to this. So this is something that I got to wait for the details to really come out. But this isn't a good look for him, for the Heat or the NBA right now. And they're going to get to the bottom of this quickly. There's security cameras all over there, all over the place. But go ahead, Ryan.
No. I mean, so listen, this is obviously this is not his first run-in with allegations and being arrested, like you said. He was accused in March of 2019 of another sexual assault that stemmed from a December 2018 incident. Following that, that was dropped, but then the woman later sued McGregor for assault and personal injury a couple years later. And obviously people remember the stint with the bus incident where McGregor received a 6-month suspension when he threw the cart at the bus. I mean, there's so many things. Yeah, I mean, he had the bar fight in Ireland that people remember about. I mean, there is a list of things that you can point to Conor McGregor that there's a ton of issues that he's had to go through. Yeah. Obviously, I grew up watching Conor, and I was a big fan of him. I have an Irish family, and that was like a guy, like I looked up to a little bit, like this guy's taking the world by storm.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't give an F about anyone or anything. No. He's doing it his way. I think it's sad to see something like this again come out and how brutal these allegations are. I mean, it just doesn't paint him in a good light. And I kind of have to like you said, I have to believe the allegations until the investigations, go through, because I don't know, like, the history's there, man. There's no, like, it's not like you didn't have history of stuff going on. This shows again, like, there's concern here. And like you said, the wild part about this is the fact that the Heat and the NBA are part of this too. And now there's going to be a lot of investigation here that I'm sure the NBA doesn't want on their back. The UFC doesn't want on their back. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't know. I really don't know.
The thing that's so damaging, regardless of if this is true or not, even if he is exonerated, or if they say like, oh, it didn't happen like that, I'm not even going to go there. He's becoming one of those athletes that's just been constantly in the news for wrong reasons. We're constantly looking at this dude like, why are you being an a-hole, bro? Like, you are on top of the world, man. Like you say, you loved him because, he Irish descent, representation. You get to see one of your own people. Hey, this dude he's taking down everybody and talking trash. I looked up to him because of the way he would talk. I'm a talker. I'm a trash talker, and then go out and handle business. But he's slowly falling into that category of athlete, to where we're like, you know what? Just go away, man. Like you did. You gave us your moments. We gave us your money. I mean, we gave you our money watching pay-per-view and all this. Just go away. Him, Antonio Brown, those guys, it's like, you guys aren't producing. You ain't fun no more.
No, you're in the news for all the wrong reasons.
I'm not watching you knock somebody out no more and then walk like that. AB, I'm not watching you 6 straight seasons with 100 catches, 1,000 yards. We're not seeing that no more. So the news that comes out about y'all, especially when it's negative, we just like, for what? Now you get looked at as a guy like, for what? Why do you need to do, like, why would you need to do that? XYZ. Why do you want to be that type of, why do you want to have that type of image outside of the ring, outside of the camera? You made your money. So it's very discerning, man. We got to listen to the allegations, and we have to wait until the report is filed and there's investigation, so we can, because this is what we do for a living. I'm not gonna try and jump on a side and then get in trouble for our job, but
it's a story you can't ignore. You have to acknowledge, and you have to talk about it. But that's all I got, Brandon. That's episode 1, man.
Yeah, man. And we're gonna have multiple episodes because this is the New York Post. My family will hit me up and send me, like, I can see them on that IG story sometimes, and it'd be some crazy New York Post story. And I'm like, they follow the Post. Yeah.
Listen,
they follow the Post.
This was fun. I want to do this again. Let's do it again next week. What do you say?
Yep, I'm here. Same time.
All right. Appreciate you, man.